And we're going to once again see the response here to the Taliyah. The Akali is what players like Closer like to play into this, even though the dashes and stuff like this can be very annoying. Same thing with LeBlanc.
See whether they can as we hop into the Rift for game number 1. As far as the rest of the lanes go, Chovy should just, in general, win until level 6 at least on this Taliyah. The Akali on a pretty, a decent losing streak here in the LCK. Kind of the opposite Annie, as far as all things are considered, as this wave is going to move in. Oh man, look at this piercing arrow angle if he wants it. It would have been really fun, but he actually decides not to use it. As okay, we've got Kyle on a leash. As what the heck was that? Popko the Blight stacks, I guess.
Big damage. And that's the end of that. So that's finally going to be the Drake going over. Willer spent so much time down here trying to assist, trying to help out, even Closer, leaving mid lane to come over and maybe see if they can get that early skirmish, get the Zeri online. But those backfire here.
As Peanut wants to try and escape this one. There's the flash from Closer to get him over the seismic shove as he ults in. Peanut's going to flash. Vault Breaker comes through. And perfect execution isn't quite going to get Closer in range. So Peanut does have to flash. And that was dangerous.
It's a ton of CC, a ton of burst damage as Willer.
Yeah. Delight is going to find it. What the heck? Delight does so much damage. As there's Chains of Corruption as well. And First Blood goes to FaZe.
Delight, man, he is already
ruthless.
He's already level 6 in this game, which I'm not talking about his ultimate spike, obviously, because he is Karma. Willer just steps over a little bit too far here. Just gonna bait it.
Yeah, knew exactly what was gonna happen there.
Got him.
Yeah.
No flash.
Did you like how he said it as well? He's like, by the way, Sejuani, no flash. Like I could see the smirk.
Comes hard as a Kali. Okay, hold up.
Yeah, Myrtle is going all out. On to Doran here, does find the Q, and is this the classic K'Sante kill? As Doran, you don't want to walk back towards him. Chovy's going to turn up, and that is not going to be the solo kill. Double flashes here on the top side. There's another battle here, bottom lane, as Delight is flashing away, doesn't want anything to do with the ulting Zeri. And a lot of it is just plate money. Like, honestly, it's mainly just lane priority that's given them this kind of lead. As Seismic Shove's going to be pushing Closer all the way into Peanut. And the Shroud does go down. They get the flash still regardless. Cool scaling, bro. It doesn't matter. I got the cool dragons. As Willer is looking for this one. Does find the Glacial Prison. Peanut going to be taken down. Closer collecting that kill as now Chovy arrives a little bit late. As, all right, the Shock Blast is going to miss. Cease and Desist can be used here. There it goes, but he just goes all out and gets all underneath the turret, and he will be absolutely fine. Liv Sandbox now here in this mid lane, and immediately Willer puts down the Rift Herald. Like you say, not a lot of damage done to the turret. There's almost any other moment you will be stronger relatively than you are right now into Genji, who are just feeling fantastic. Closer going to get caught, though, and Doran was just standing ready to hit the Akali, but they didn't even need to. Liv Sandbox have started off the Drake, but now they have to do it without their most fed member, as Peanut looks for Envy, and he will get him. There's a cease and desist, and oh, hi Chovy, welcome to the fight. Doesn't find the seismic shove, though, as Genji now have Liv Sandbox in a very awkward position. Willer is trying to frontline, and Bertle wants to get in here, but Genji are moving too fast and too far forward. They're too split, and FaZe is going to get yet another one. Genji are just picking them apart one by one.
Yeah, Willard, but it wasn't the right choice. They end up losing Closer as, ooh, that's a...
Okay.
Dead delayed.
Yeah, Glacial Prison does come in, but the Chains of Corruption will land, and that is the first bit of CC connecting, guys. And that meant a dead champion on the side of Liv Sandbox. Now they're going to hunt down Kyle. He's going to be the first one to fall, but Delight may go down, and no, Kyle survives. Genji will be able to kill the K'Sante, though, as they are fighting this battle on multiple fronts, and now Kyle needs to get real skippy to try and get out of this one.
Good luck.
Yeah, in goes Peanut. Oh, what the heck? He kills him via reward? That's ludicrous. Sometimes it happens as Closer is going to be able to backflip his way out. The piercing arrow does a lot of work here. As Envy, he's gone rogue. He's going to be able to take a bounty in the mid lane, but Genji, they say, well, go for it. We'll take a Baron.
All of that CC. Speaking of lockdown, well, Peanut has ult.
Yeah, Peanut and Closer are going to say hi to one another. Ooh, good avoidance there, as Perfect Execution's going to come in. Closer, I believe, did not have his Shroud available, but does now. And Doran's going to come through, and that is a very dead Akali. Just no way that he can operate inside lane at this state of the game.
Not that he really needed that spike to be hit, because he's just been doing so much on his own already. It's a very low kill game for Chovy, but he's doing so much value.
Envy moment? I don't know about that, as Chains of Corruption are going to lock down the Lulu. Pays almost one-shots him, but he might have to use his flash. He does so. Closer on the flank. Can Pays be taken down here? Cease and desist, and Pays is the one that actually gets the kill. Was it a bait the whole time? I don't think so. But still, Pays is going to live, and Live Sandbox are not. That's a double kill! Oh my god, does he get the triple? Yes, he does! Maybe he gets a penta after being the one to bait the play? Oh, it's so sad for Live Sandbox, because honestly, that was a fight purely about wallet strength, Wolf.
Well, I mean, that and the fact that Akali just cannot survive if she's point-click CC'd.
Yeah.
And she just instantly deleted. I hope we don't see any more Akali in this series, to be honest with you, Atlas. It's not a closer problem, it's a
unofficial penta? Unofficial penta?
Unofficial penta?
Unofficial penta? Unofficial penta. It's the unofficial penta angle. Kyle, give it to him. No, it's only Morgan that gives pentas. Kyle's not going to give that one away, as it is going to be, theoretically, the unofficial quadra kill, therefore Pays in the end.
He just has nothing he could do. He got that one kill when Willer turned and they set up the scene.
Delight did more damage than their whole team, Wolf.
Yeah, it's amazing for mid-game team fights. And I mean, this seems to be a surprise to the Korean casters, but for us, we were calling out the second we saw the Elise, you know?
Yeah.
It just seems so obvious.
But we're going to need to see more from Live Sandbox if it's going to be an interesting series. Jump onto the Rift here for game number 2 and find out.
Yeah, he stayed in the tri-brush, is seen now.
Yeah, and Pei's going to have to back off immediately. Level 2 comes in. There is the flash that we were talking about. The Lantern going to be taken. That was so beautifully played. And Pei holds the flash. Yeah,
he saves the flash with the Lantern. That was really slick there from the bottom duo of Gen G. Chovy going to eat a bit of extra damage on this trade, however. Is his first time playing Yone this season. Regardless, here now, the top side of the map is going to go back to Doran's control because he was playing very safely, not knowing where Willer was. But this could be early Drake.
Oh, well, Cocoon is going to land. There's the hook as well. The chain CC comes in, and that's first blood going over to Pays. He now has red and white guns, but Envy, he's got a culling, but it's not actually aimed the right way as now Pays gets into the brush. The flash has to be used as Willer follows the Q with the resonating strike, but he's not going to be able to kill anyone. And Gen G, they grab first blood.
He's going to find out the bad news.
Oh, no. Peanut, he's skittering in, and Envy, I think he kind of knows that he's dead. There's the play, and Peanut collects the kill.
And this is just not, okay. You know, you can't actually just stay and push like that without any vision, without any information.
Yeah, but at least Live Sandbox are now able to move on over, and maybe I'm saying it too soon, but no, Willer is able to secure the dragon. Jonas Strong is toggling vision a lot and really making sure that we stay on our toes. As Bertle, can he survive this? As the unbound saw, oh my god, okay, here we are in the bottom side of the map. That is the Thresh going down. The Scion is dead, but now Pays and Peanut are running amok down here. Will the snare come in? I don't know whether they even need it as Infernum comes on through, and Pays unable to secure Envy. That's why he drinks potions,
but
everyone.
I mean, he lives, but he's going to lose farm, and they may just simply lose this turret. Peanut could stay here. And this is a disaster. Top side, of course, an assist going over to Doran during all of this. Chovy roams over. He picks up a kill.
Bloodthirster first. For any champion that can build it happily, you're just feeling real good. As okay, Pace going to get interrupted. Moonlight Vigil comes down, though, as the culling is going to be eaten by Delight. So, bit of a mistake there from Pays, but he's not fully punished for it. Has to use his heal. So it would have been very, very cute, though. I like the idea regardless. As Chovy going to try and ult his way out. The tower falls, and Peanut is here. Closer just 100% baited into that one, and Chovy is going to be able to pick up yet another kill.
You could start Baron pretty soon here as Gen G. They almost were able to use the Herald for Baron Prio with the weird timing we had. This is where things get really dirty with Chovy coming in.
Well, Doran is just going to dive on forward, finds a huge flash as the tidal wave just rolls on over him. But you know how when you're in the surf beach, you just dive underneath the wave. It's basically what he did. As Chovy is just going to wrap them all up. And Live Sandbox, they do manage to limp away, but they're not going to be able to defend this Baron.
No, and this is like Chovy was probably pretty annoyed.
Yeah, just going to zone them away with that one as they do not want Willer getting in there. The Baron is going to be secured. The Lee Sin, he tried to be the hero, but it's not going to work out. Sand Soldier's in position, but the hook is going to connect onto the Scion. He has to flash as Peanut, taking matters into his own hands, gets the double kill as he wants to hop over the wall, but he's not able to do so. Closer gets the Emperor's Dividers. What the heck was that, Delight? Just flashes it, doesn't even need to worry, as now Doran is going to be able to pick up the kill on his opposite number, and Chovy just wants to stack his Q, I guess, a couple of times. There we go.
Genji said, we are not on the same tier, not even close.
Well, that is the kick away from the Lantern, and Pays just going to stand his ground for a moment, but he has nowhere to go, so he's going to be picked off. And I think game's still over, but it's going to play out for a little while longer. Yeah.
Am I allowed to buy my favorite item?
He just thinks he looks cool in it, and
it's like not even great.
Him.
It's not even great for this comp, but he's just gonna buy it. You know, why not?
He's having a good time. They are going to be able to take down this inhibitor turret towards the bottom side. As Liv Sandbox still hanging on by a thread as Tidal Wave comes in. Peanut going to have his Lantern denied. Goes golden. And now Genji trying to set up for this one. Chovy doesn't find too many in his ultimate, though.
No options here. No choices.
Doran's going to teleport back as... Oh, my goodness. Okay, that gets the Emperor's Divide as Unbound Soul is just going to recall Chovy there. As in goes Doran. Finds himself a couple of counter strikes. Goes golden once again because he picked up a Zhonya's. And he's just diving all over everyone. Look at this. Doesn't care about turrets whatsoever. The box goes down, and now Pays is trying to get some work done, but Chovy loved that one. Any way to be a tank is a good one, as Delight's going to have to flash away as Tidal Wave not going to find too much value as Peanut just wanders on in there, goes up into the sky, and then dives on top of Envy. In goes Chovy with the ulti as well, as Kyle's going to be knocked up the bubble. It's fantastic still. The flash, and then the Unbound Soul gets him back to safety, and Liv Sandbox, it was a valiant effort, but I don't think it's going to work out, as over the wall goes Pays. And yeah, there's a Sun Disc, but they don't really care about that one, and that should be the ace, and that should be the game finally here for Genji. It was already basically wrapped up, but finally they give it to the delivery guy, and that is going to be the 2-0. Genji really making a statement in this one, and it really makes this top side of the bracket super interesting.
It really does.
Forward. Genji versus DK. Going to be Genji's last matchup. That's a real exciting one now to play their game whatsoever. But at least this time, Liv Sandbox did some damage. As you can see, and be able to go toe-to-toe. But yeah, Peanut's doing as much as Doran in this game, and the Elise certainly outstripping Willow when it comes to damage.
But it's not going to be Veigar. It will be Talia.
And with all of these answers set up here for the Gnar, banned away, they're going to go deep down into the champion pool of Rascal. And consider the Yasuo here. Some of these knockups. Okay. All right. Thought, okay, we're going to have a weird conversation about Yasuo, but I guess we're going to have a weird conversation about Azir top here instead. As I know Huni is clutching onto something tightly right now. We know how he feels about the Azir into the Gnar. Tempo-based draft here on the side of Liv Sandbox, and for DRX, really nice scaling here. The top, Silence, played by Rascal.
Here we go, guys. Game and now he's gone. As another engage, Kyle just going to flash away, but they want to punish here. Not really going to be able to, so Beryl just going to yoink a flash from Kyle. Nicely done. Ooh, probably.
Liv Sandbox, you gotta get out of here now.
Well, they're going to get on top of Envy, who does have his summoners, as, yeah, he's just dead. I mean, he was so far up, he figured he was safe, but...
It was just a step too far. Speaking of step too far.
Well, I guess he has his flash this time, as... Oh, no, he uses it, but still gets caught as Envy. Second death here. Pleta going to collect that kill. Yeah, it's clear that Liv Sandbox, their decision-making has kind of gone awry. And they really need to set their head on straight in this series, otherwise... You know, maybe Atlas was right with his prediction. Okay, like...
As DRX have full vision control here outside the scuttle here on the Baron.
And they're just coming on in as the tidal wave is going to help a lot, actually. Rascal alone in the back line as he does finally go into the Zhonya's, and it's basically perfectly timed. He is going to survive. Fate is stuck kind of in between here as the seismic shove will come in, and he will survive in the end.
And then with no vision here outside of Scuttle, Liv Sandbox are concerned they're doing Baron, so they do come in here. But without your 80 carry, do you really have any hope of contesting this? The answer is no, and Rascal is so tanky. Everything is used onto him He just...
This time he's going to take the Vi ultimate. He says, I dare one of you to come on in here. Nobody even makes it in the pit as Rascal just goes golden. Will flash away. And look at the timing of this. Well, the team just decides there is a free Vi here. Let's try to kill her. And guess what? That might be their undoing as Juhan nearly goes down. As well, they're going to find an R here, but Bertle's pretty tanky as they are just running into Liv's sandbox. It is not the cleanest I've ever seen, but it's going to work. They press their buttons and just roll over them as Envy will be the last one to go down. Yeah. Well, maybe he will survive, but it might not matter as DRX, they could just push mid and end this game.
Or
like, where are you
teleport
going?
to kill Envy, or we can teleport to kill Envy.
Okay, well, they're going to do that. Kill him with the culling
He's so
as
low.
This game is over.
To make sure they get the ace. And instead of ending because of the low health bars, because this fight wasn't that clean, this is arguably the most impressive part of this is the way that this was played by Fleta.
Penta.
No.
Oh, so that's why they were chasing. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Fate, he's got a stopwatch, but he might just be dead. That's going to be the Azir down as Envy, living for now, able to kite it back. Nobody on the side of Liv Sandbox has gone down, but Bertle will be the first one as down will go to the Wukong. Rascal super fed behind the ball, though, as once again, just dropping a safe of money on their heads, let's say. As, oh, the rocks.
That was almost really embarrassing, but luckily it worked out. That was almost the most embarrassing moment of the year.
It's okay.
But
now he's 10-2 instead. As DRX once again just running straight at them. They couldn't help but let their inner DRX out at the end of this one.
Yep, and that is going to be game number one going their way. Very impressive performance here of the bottom lane. As I thought maybe something happens, but it does not. As Platter comes in once again. We did kind of worry about it when we saw, like, man, they really picked red side in this meta? And what was locked in was the Lucian.
No way.
Oh, Valdez!
Illaoi!
Okay, well, I said he was going to have one. I didn't think this was going to be it.
Where am I?
Oh, man, Illaoi with Vigar also sounds really fun. But if we're scaling, we're scaling.
What are we doing?
No, put the Aurelion Soul back. We're scaling. We're scaling, Valdez. No! Problems. But those champions need to be frontlining for the Varus and actually setting up for the Varus to do that chip damage.
Time until Rascal pulled out some kind of weird pocket pick for the Jax. As here we go, guys. Game number 2 is ready. Let's who could have seen this coming?
I mean, the game could end if this continues. Straight up.
Who could have seen this coming, Wolf? Willer canceled 2 autos. He has red buff, but yeah, he's going to have to get over the wall here.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Re-engage.
Well, Kyle doesn't have flash, but surprise Willer over the wall as who is going to be first blood? Kyle burning down, but he lives as Pleta now trying to trade into the 2 of them. Looking for the takedown is Kyle. Perfectly timed, and Envy picks up a double. The amount of harass that he offers is huge as a massive wombo combo coming in from Liv Sandbox. Even the handshake as DRX don't even get to play the game. As now they're looking for the turn. Willer looking for that takedown. He will not get it. As Fate this time in the back line, but not really much of a follow-up for him. As now,
you know what? I'm not going to fight at it.
Bertle's dead. He's just going to accept his fate. He doesn't have flash, so I think at level 9 he should be okay. Uh-oh. Even going to pull the spirit of Willer. Bunch of damage coming in. Going to pop that ultimate. Willer getting low, but oh man, the damage already! As Rascal, he's caught the Varus spirit, as meanwhile in the backside, everybody's chasing Azaya as Willer in a little bit of trouble, but that Cyclone getting huge value. In goes Fate, trying to get onto the back line, but can finally take out Envy.
And Pleta's alive, but he does no damage.
Make it 2. As, maybe not. Barrel actually
just Drake.
Okay, gonna force the flash. Closer, a very nice
Yeah, you got the Varus. The Varus just like, oh, there's a Kali over here. It's almost like swatting a fly at this point in time. And yeah, you end up getting that kill, but there are still threats on the side of Liv Sandbox here. They're really not.
Chains come in, but that's Illaoi. Not going to chain onto anyone else, as that will go the way of Liv Sandbox. In goes Juhan, trying to find that back line. Very nice angle here from the side of Barrel as he gets to the back line. Closer, though, gets the re-up here as the Illaoi is kind of going crazy, but eventually they just take him down. The damage is too much from this Varus. Oh, no. Okay, well, he's got Vi here. But Kyle coming in, and Fate's in a lot of trouble. Another Counter-Strike to hit as... Yeah, trying to trade with the Jax here.
Well, now just trying to set up for the defensive IO.
Right, they're going to get in onto Envy, and immediately the hostile takeover comes out, so...
Cool story, bro!
But again, Renata just standing right next to her, so that's never going to happen either. Down goes Ilaoi. He's like, oh god, what do I do?
Yeah.
He just has to run.
Rascal also just caught by a Counter-Strike here. You feel more comfortable doing that because you have burst damage, but... Gonna do it 4v5 maybe.
Still pretty far ahead as Pleta is just trying to survive, but he can't even do that as Bertel in the back line down. Should go Rascal as he goes golden, and Fate again is just trying to press some buttons and have some kind of impact at this point. The Sandbox just a little bit too far ahead as maybe Closer just getting picked to accelerate the end of the game.
Certainly. That's what we'll say as these Nexus turrets are going down. I think we're going to 3.
Give him the benefit of the doubt, you know? As the wave is kind of moving away from the turret, so they might need another wave in mid, or maybe not. They can just click their buttons onto that one and hit down the Nexus, as they will work on their KDA at the same time. Envy is attacking at like 3 attacks per second, as down will go the Nexus, and we will have a Game 3, Live Sandbox able to tie it up.
This is not time to have a sigh of relief just yet. This is not the time just yet. See if Closer is willing to play Silas into this. Still a pretty good draft for it. Gives you a little bit more engage, a little bit more frontline. It gives the Varus a lot of reach. He's going to have such a strong frontline that he could actually do realistic big damage in longer fights and engages if he's not caught, which he shouldn't be. So I think the Silas makes sense here for Closer. It's a matchup where we are seeing a lot of teams feel very comfortable picking it into Akali right now. Because in the early game, you could have a lot of control, and in the mid to late game, the ability to steal an Akali ultimate gives you extra hard engage.
Yeah, and as long as you go even, your itemization allows you to go Rod, whereas Akali's does not. So in the mid to late game, you hit level 16 first. Let's see. I mean, I think it's going to have a much better time up in the top lane compared to the Silas, but we'll have to wait and see how it does get played out as we hop into the rift for
It needs to be respected. And this blue buff hijack is not successful.
Oh, okay, speaking of expeditions,
right. What are we cooking, Barrel? Like now that you're just
as a squad.
You're really trying to force this. This is a cannon wave.
And, I mean, at the end of the day, like, if you catch someone...
But Krakow is already in position, so not going to get the punish. I say that.
It's a very nice stolen cast. Closer looking pretty good as, oh boy, Fate tries to flash away, but there's even a Leona here as Kyle...
Namely KT Rolster, but... Yeah. This is something that you might not have wanted to show before playoffs. So, that's a long range.
Little Hex Flash as, Chains of Corruption already here, but the lockdown is pretty huge still onto the Leona. Still a win for Liv Sandbox.
They didn't know the Wukong was there, which is another problem in itself. As once again,
here we go, and guess what? There is Willer once again from the side as Fate does not have his flash, so he's just dead. Once again, twice on a Gragas in mid lane. You don't see that very often. Well, if it's 1v3, he will just die. As nice gank here from Krakow.
So is he there? Or maybe talking about the vision, asking about vision.
He was asking if he has flash. Or maybe vision
is incredible. Willer has Flash Cyclone. It could engage him so far away.
He just goes over the wall, and he is just dead. So what will we have today? Krakow gets in, and it's Mountain Soul again. Krakow's like, well, I don't want to flash, but he's not even going to have the option to. Actually, he didn't have it. It was like 10 seconds away. Very unfortunate timing. As down he will go, Barrel gets baited into it as well.
2 minutes to Rod completion. Speaking of Closer.
Stolen Akali ultimate. Rascal has to go into the Shroud. Damage is in, but Kyle's right here. He can lock him down as the CC chain comes in, and the Akali is DED.
They were cooking a little bit with the Alawi pick, but this even feels more extreme. Barrel misses it.
They want to get Pleta, and they're going to get his summoners at least. His kick, they're going to try to punish Willer here, but he just spins to win his way out as they don't have the damage to take down the monkey. As you see the rest of them just trying to get out here. A lot of blown summoners on the side of DRX now.
The cask, unfortunately, once again for Fate, low impact Kyle.
I mean, yeah, Rascal going to be putting in the damage, and he will pick up the kill. Nicely done. Very slippery on the Akali. Goes back in, trying to take down Envy, but kind of comes up short as Envy will flash away to avoid it.
If I could shut a little bit of that down, that's what I want. Closer?
Well, he is incredibly tanky, as unfortunately the kick knocks him out of the queue and the binding, I believe. As anyway, now Liv Sandbox pretty angry. They want to get in there, and that they will. Nobody will be left alive in this jungle, as even Rascal's going in. You can tell he's not having too fun of a time in this game. As Grand Challenge, and Bertle's just going to put him in the death chamber and punish him. Trying to collapse onto a Fiora. I mean, they do have so many members, and it will, in fact, be enough, but their bottom lane is in tatters. Maybe they can force a 5v4 and get something done, but not sure that's going to matter or that they care. Closer just frontlining right now, as he is a raid boss, even on top of 3 of these traps. In goes Willer, finds 3 of them under the turret, has a stopwatch, knows he's pretty safe here. Might go down, but his team should be fine, although this is taking a little bit. Krako surviving, Fate surviving, Closer taking about 10 turret shots. And
Closer.
All right, does he care is the question.
Nope.
Well, there's going to be a lot of CCs going to spawn onto a trap. The damage is coming in, and he will be taken out.
All right, they got him.
Half rock items, but now he's going to find Fate here.
He's going to ult him, too.
Yeah, Grand Challenge comes in, and okay, we are going to get the riposte pretty early, but Fate has to throw it the other way. He's got Lee Sin on the way here, as now a little bit of a chance to turn this one around. Bertle getting caught in the side lane and sniped down by the Cage.
Trinket is going to give them some information, but you can see they can't walk through this choke. They're walking right to their deaths if they do.
Yeah, I mean, they know they're not doing Baron, so they don't need to be in trouble. But Bertle's got a very nice flank angle here on the right side. Didn't expect him, as Beryl in a little bit of trouble, but does it matter? The damage from Closer on the back line. He's going to just 1v1 the Caitlyn. And now there's no AD carry 31 minutes into the game here for DRX. As down will go the bot lane. Beryl getting taken out as well. Liv Sandbox still on the chase.
Don't need a Baron in this game is what Liv Sandbox are going to say now, as they can just push this through. No wave here, unfortunately, and with that bot lane inhibitor respawning, there's no wave going there either. So they're actually sitting back and waiting here. It's going to buy a ton of time for this Caitlyn to potentially respawn. Here come the minions, and they're going to push through. They should be able to end here.
You would imagine still 15 seconds on Krako, and the damage right now to these structures is massive. As in they go, you see the Akali ultimate here on the Sylas, as Rascal just desperate to try to stop them from getting in, but cannot kill the minions. And they're just going to try to target it down. Do they have enough damage onto this Nexus? Yes, they do. Liv Sandbox take it in 32 minutes. He is the main shot caller on this roster, as we have learned over time. And Closer almost definitely going to get it. Just a extremely clean game from him. Absolutely deserves Willer as well, the two of them.